Question 1. In a high-stakes environment where multiple challenges arise regarding employment classifications, a large technology company hires software engineers as independent contractors rather than employees. These workers perform the same duties as full-time employees, work under company supervision, and use company resources. Several independent contractors file a lawsuit claiming they were misclassified and are entitled to employee benefits, overtime pay, and other protections under the Fair Labor Standards Act (FLSA). Which of the following factors is most critical in determining whether these workers should be classified as employees rather than independent contractors? A. The fact that the company labeled them as independent contractors in their contracts. B. The degree of control the company exercises over how, when, and where they perform their work. C. Whether the workers perform similar tasks as full-time employees. D. The workers' ability to reject projects from the company. Answer. B. The degree of control the company exercises over how, when, and where they perform their work. Explanation. Under the FLSA guidelines, employment classification depends on economic realities rather than simply the terms in a contract. Courts assess whether a worker is economically dependent on the employer. The control test is one of the most critical factors. B. Which looks at whether the company dictates the workers' assignments and manner of work. While similarity in tasks C can be relevant, it is not a definitive factor unless paired with other employment characteristics. If workers can freely accept or reject assignments, D. This suggests independent contractor status, but it is only one consideration in the overall classification. Misclassification can lead to substantial liabilities, including back wages, penalties, and tax obligations. Question 2. During a comprehensive review of a process that needs improvement, a national retail chain is accused of discriminatory hiring practices under Title Roman of the Civil Rights Act. A statistical analysis reveals that a disproportionately low number of female applicants are hired for managerial positions compared to male applicants despite similar qualifications. The company argues that it does not intentionally discriminate. Hires based on merit. Which of the following legal theories is most relevant in proving discrimination in this case? A. Disparate treatment discrimination, which requires proving intentional discrimination. B. Disparate impact discrimination, which focuses on neutral policies that disproportionately harm a protected group. C. Retaliation, which applies when an employer takes adverse action against an employee for reporting discrimination. D. Hostile work environment, which involves harassment rather than hiring practices. Answer. B. Disparate impact discrimination, which focuses on neutral policies that disproportionately harm a protected group. Explanation. This case falls under disparate impact discrimination. B. Which occurs when an employer's seemingly neutral hiring practices result in disproportionate exclusion of protected group, e.g. women. Unlike disparate treatment A, which requires intent to discriminate, disparate impact claims focus on the of policies rather than motives. The burden of proof shifts to the employer once statistical disparities are shown, requiring them to justify their hiring criteria as a business necessity. Retaliation, C, is irrelevant because the case involves hiring practices, not adverse actions against an employee for reporting discrimination. Hostile work environment, D, refers to workplace harassment rather than discrimination in recruitment or promotions. Imp must carefully evaluate hiring criteria and ensure they comply with EOP guidelines to avoid potential Title Roman violations. Question 3. When implementing new protocols in a shared environment, a hospital introduces strict employee monitoring policies under the Electronic Communications Privacy Act (ECPA). These policies allow the employer to track work emails, internet usage, and even personal messages sent from company devices. A group of employees challenges the policy, arguing that it violates their right to privacy. Which of the following best described employers' legal limitations under ECPA? A. Employers can monitor all employee communications without restriction as long as employees use company-owned devices. B. Employers can only monitor employee communications if employees explicitly consent to such monitoring. C. Employers may monitor work-related communications on company systems but have restrictions on personal communications unless there is legitimate business reason. D. Employers cannot monitor communications at all as it would be an invasion of privacy. Answer. C. Employers may monitor work-related communications on company systems but have restrictions on personal communications unless there is a legitimate business reason. Explanation. Under the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, ECPA, employers can monitor work-related communications on company devices and systems. C. However, restrictions apply when it comes to personal messages. While employers do not need explicit consent, B. All cases, they generally must provide notice and have legitimate business interests in monitoring. The assumption that employers can monitor all communications without restriction is incorrect, as personal privacy protections still apply, especially regarding personal emails, private social media, and off-duty communications. On the other hand, the belief that employers cannot monitor communications at all is also incorrect, since courts have an employer's right to monitor work-related communications as long as policies are properly disclosed. Best practices include clear policies, employee acknowledgement, and limiting monitoring to work-related purposes to avoid legal disputes. Question 4. During a comprehensive review of a process that needs improvement, an employer at a large corporation with multiple offices across different states discovers that some employees are being classified as independent contractors rather than employees. The employer claims that these workers have flexible schedules, provide their own equipment, and work remotely, justifying their classification as independent contractors. However, these workers perform tasks that are central to the company's business, work under direct supervision, and are not allowed to work for competitors. Several workers have filed complaint arguing that they are misclassified and should be entitled to employee benefits, minimum wage protections, and overtime pay. Given the legal principles governing worker classification under the Fair Labor Standards Act (FLSA) and the Internal Revenue Service (ERS) common law test, which following is the most accurate legal analysis. A. The workers are properly classified as independent contractors since they have flexible schedules and provide their own equipment. B. The workers are likely misclassified because they perform essential job functions, are supervised, and have work restrictions. C. The classification is legal as long as the company has written contract with the workers stating they are independent contractors. D. Since the workers agreed to their classification when they were hired, they have no legal right to challenge it. Answer. B. The workers are likely misclassified because they perform essential job functions, are supervised, and have work restrictions. Explanation. The Fair Labor Standards Act (FLSA) and the ERS common law test focus on the degree of control an employer exercises over a worker when determining classification. Key factors include the nature of the work. If the work is integral to the business, the worker is more likely to be an employee. Control over work. If the employer dictates work hours, provides instructions, and supervises daily tasks, this indicates an employment relationship. Work restrictions. If the worker cannot provide services to competitors, this limits their independence, suggesting employee status. Here's why the other options are incorrect. A. Incorrect. While flexibility and provision of equipment are relevant, they are not the primary factors in classification. The degree of control outweighs elements. C. Incorrect. Written contract does not override the legal standard. The actual working conditions determine status, not the contract's wording. D. Incorrect. Workers cannot waive employment protections under FLSA. Even if they agree to the classification, they can still challenge it legally. Question 5. When implementing new protocols in a shared environment, a large company introduces a policy that requires employees to undergo random drug testing. Some employees claim this violates their Fourth Amendment rights against unreasonable searches and seizures, while others argue that drug testing is permissible in private workplaces. The company states that the policy is justified due to safety concerns, particularly in roles involving machinery. Given federal employment laws and case precedents, which of the following is the most accurate legal position? A. The drug testing policy is legal for all employees, as private employers are not bound by constitutional protections. B. The drug testing policy is only legal for employees in safety-sensitive positions, such as machine operators. C. The drug testing policy is illegal because all employees have a right to privacy under the Fourth Amendment. D. Employees who refuse testing can be automatically terminated, regardless of their job duties. Answer. B. The drug testing policy is only legal for employees in safety-sensitive positions, such as machine operators. Explanation. Private employers are not directly bound by the Fourth Amendment, which applies to government actions. However, employment laws and state privacy protections impose restrictions on drug testing. Key points. The U.S. Supreme Court has upheld drug testing for employees in safety-sensitive roles, e.g. truck drivers, pilots under federal laws like the Omnibus Transportation Employee Testing Act. Blanket drug testing for all employees may violate state privacy laws unless there is reasonable suspicion or job-specific justification. Some states have additional protections requiring clear policies and advance notice before drug testing. Here's why the options are incorrect. A. Incorrect. Private employers must still follow state laws and cannot impose arbitrary drug testing on all workers. C. Incorrect. The Fourth Amendment only applies to government action, not private employers. D. Incorrect. While refusal can lead to disciplinary action, automatic termination without due process may violate state employment laws. Question 6. In a situation where formal requirements conflict with practical business needs, a company implements a dress code policy that prohibits employees from wearing religious head coverings, stating that it wishes to maintain a neutral and professional appearance. An employee who wears hijab due to religious beliefs challenges this policy under Title IX of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, claiming religious discrimination. The company argues that allowing religious accommodations would disrupt workplace uniformity. How should court evaluate this claim? A. The policy is lawful because employers have broad discretion in enforcing workplace dress codes. B. The policy is unlawful because it fails to provide reasonable accommodation for religious beliefs. C. The policy is lawful because the employer applies it consistently to all employees, regardless of religion. D. The policy is lawful only if the employer can prove that accommodations would cause significant hardship. Answer: D. The policy is lawful only if the employer can prove that accommodations would cause significant hardship. Explanation: under Title IX, employers must provide reasonable accommodations for religious beliefs unless doing so would cause an undue hardship on the business. Courts analyze whether the policy disproportionately affects employees with religious obligations, whether accommodating the religious practice would impose more than minimal cost on the employer, whether alternative solutions, e.g., modifications to the policy, could address concerns without discrimination. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Incorrect. Employers cannot have absolute discretion if a policy disproportionately impacts religious employees. B. Incorrect. The policy is not automatically unlawful if the employer has a chance to justify its necessity. C. Incorrect. Uniform enforcement is not a defensive. Results in religious discrimination. Question 7. As part of a broader initiative to improve operational efficiency, a company restructures its workforce, leading to the termination of several employees over the age of 50. The affected employees allege that they were selected for termination based on their age and file a lawsuit under the Age Discrimination in Employment Act (ADEA). The company argues that the layoffs were based purely on performance metrics and were not discriminatory. Given the legal standards under the ADEA, which of the following is the strongest argument for the employees? A. The employees were wrongfully terminated because the company cannot lay off all their employees under any circumstances. B. The employees must prove that age was the sole factor in their termination to succeed in their claim. C. The employees can prevail if they show that age was a motivating factor in the termination decision, even if performance played a role. D. The lawsuit will fail unless the employees can show a written policy explicitly stating older employees would be terminated first. Answer: C. The employees can prevail if they show that age was a motivating factor in the termination decision, even if performance played a role. Explanation: under the ADEA, employers cannot discriminate against employees 40 years or older based on age in employment decisions, including layoffs. Courts apply the but-for causation standard, meaning that the employee must show that they would not have been terminated but for their age. However, does not have to be the only factor, just significant motivating one. Here's why the other options are incorrect. A. Incorrect. Employers can lay off older employees, but they cannot target them due to age. B. Incorrect. The law does not require age to be the sole reason, only determining reason. D. Incorrect. Discrimination can be proven through patterns of conduct and statistics, even without explicit written policies. Question 8. When evaluating potential liabilities in a competitive business environment, a financial analyst discovers that a company has been making misleading statements about its financial health in press releases and investor reports. The analyst is concerned that this could be a violation of federal securities laws, but is hesitant to report the misconduct for fear of retaliation. Under the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, SOX, what protections are available to the analyst if they choose to report the fraud? A. The analyst has no legal protection unless they report the misconduct directly to the company's EO. B. SOX protects whistleblowers from retaliation, including termination, demotion, and harassment if they report securities fraud. C. The analyst must first wait for confirmation of fraudulent activity from external auditors before reporting. D. The analyst is only protected if they report the issue to shareholders rather than government authorities. Answer B. SOX protects whistleblowers from retaliation, including termination, demotion, and harassment if they report securities fraud. Explanation: the Sarbanes-Oxley Act (SOX) provides whistleblower protections to employees who report corporate fraud. Protections include protection from retaliation, termination, demotion, or harassment, the ability to file a complaint with the Occupational Safety and Health Administration (OSHA), reinstatement, back pay, and damages if retaliation occurs. Here's why the other options are incorrect. A. Incorrect. Reports do not need to go to the EO. Employees can report to supervisors, law enforcement, or regulatory agencies. C. Incorrect. Employees do not need external auditor confirmation before reporting fraud. D. Incorrect. Reporting to shareholders is not required. SOX protects reports made to the SEC, compliance, or government agencies. Question 9. During negotiations for a major contract, a company enters into an agreement that contains a non-compete clause preventing one party from working with competitors for 5 years. The party subject to the restriction challenges the clause, arguing that it is excessive and unenforceable. In evaluating the legality of the non-compete clause, which factors will a court consider? A. Whether the non-compete clause is necessary to protect legitimate business interests and is reasonable in scope, duration, and geography. B. Whether the party challenging the clause voluntarily signed the agreement, making it automatically enforceable. C. Whether the employer prefers to keep competition out of the market regardless of necessity. D. Whether all non-compete clauses are inherently illegal as they restrict free trade. Answer A. Whether the non-compete clause is necessary to protect legitimate business interests and is reasonable in scope, duration, and geography. Explanation: courts assess non-compete agreements based on 3 primary factors. Legitimate business interest. Does the restriction protect trade secrets, proprietary information, or customer relationships? Reasonableness in duration and geography. Is the restriction excessive in time or area covered? Public interest. Does enforcement unreasonably limit an individual's ability to earn living? Why the other options are incorrect. B. Incorrect. Signing an agreement does not automatically make it enforceable. Unreasonable clauses can be struck down. C. Incorrect. Companies' desire to limit competition is not valid reason for non-compete. D. Incorrect. Non-compete agreements are not inherently illegal, but they must be reasonable and justified. Question 10. In response to a recent cyber attack affecting sensitive consumer data, a company implements new data privacy policies to comply with the General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) and other privacy laws. However, customers express concern that the company is still sharing data with third-party marketers. A GDPR, which of the following best describes the company's obligations regarding data sharing and customer consent? A. The company must obtain clear, informed, and freely given consent before sharing personal data with third parties. B. The company is allowed to share data freely with third parties as long as it does not sell it for profit. C. GDPR does not apply because the company is located outside of Europe. D. The company can share data as long as it notifies customers afterward. Answer A. The company must obtain clear, informed, and freely given consent before sharing personal data with third parties. Explanation: GDPR. Companies must obtain explicit consent before processing or sharing personal data with third parties. Key requirements include: consent must be freely given, specific, informed, and unambiguous. Individuals must have the right to withdraw consent at any time. Transparency obligations require companies to inform consumers about how their data is used. Why the other options are incorrect. B. Incorrect. GDPR applies regardless of whether data is sold or just shared. C. Incorrect. GDPR applies to any company processing data EU residents, even if the company is based elsewhere. D. Incorrect. Companies must obtain consent before sharing data, not just notify users afterward. Question 11. In a high-stakes environment where multiple challenges must be managed simultaneously, a project manager is responsible for ensuring compliance with strict data security regulations while also meeting aggressive deadlines. The team is considering using a third-party cloud storage provider to streamline workflow, but concerns arise regarding regulatory compliance, data sovereignty, and risk mitigation. Which of the following should be the manager's top priority in selecting provider? A. Choosing provider based solely on cost effectiveness to stay within budget. B. ensuring the provider meets all relevant compliance standards and offers robust security measures. C. Selecting the fastest service available to ensure deadlines are met. D. Relying on informal assurances from the provider rather than detailed contractual obligations. Answer: B. Ensuring the provider meets all relevant compliance standards and offers robust security measures. Explanation: in a high-risk environment, security and compliance must take precedence over speed and cost. The manager should ensure the provider adheres to industry regulations, the GDPR, HIPAA, ISO 27001. Verify data encryption, access controls, and audit logs. Establish a clear contract outline. Liability, breach response, and data protection. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Incorrect. Prioritizing cost over security can expose the company to legal and financial risks. C. Incorrect. While speed is important, security failures can cause far greater damage than missed deadlines. D. Incorrect. Informal assurances are not legally binding. The contractual guarantees are essential. Question 12. During a major transformation where existing methods are being phased out, an organization introduces automation to replace manual workflows. However, employees express resistance due to concerns about job security, adaptability, and potential errors in automation. As a leader, what approach is most effective in ensuring a smooth transition while maintaining employee engagement? A. Implement the changes immediately without consultation, assuming employees will adapt over time. B. Provide clear communication, training programs, and opportunities for employees to upskill. C. Reduce workforce numbers early to align with automation benefits. D. Focus only on cost savings and efficiency gains without addressing employee concerns. Answer: B. Provide clear communication, training programs, and opportunities for employees to upskill. Explanation: successful transformation requires strategic change management, which includes transparent communication about the purpose and benefits of automation, training programs to help employees adapt and gain new skills, encouraging a culture of collaboration rather than fear. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Incorrect. Forcing without engagement leads to resistance and potential failure. C. Incorrect. Workforce reduction should not be the primary strategy. Upskilling is more sustainable. D. Incorrect. Neglecting employee concerns lowers morale and productivity. Question 13. While investigating a complicated issue between different departments, a manufacturing company discovers that its supply chain inefficiencies are leading to delays, cost overruns, and inventory shortages. The departments involved have conflicting performance metrics, leading to blame shifting instead of solutions. What is the most effective way to address this issue? A. Assign blame to the department responsible for the most delays. B. Standardize metrics and create a cross-functional task force to improve coordination. C. Outsource supply chain management to avoid internal conflicts. D. Reduce investment in inventory and rely on just-in-time JIT practices without further analysis. Answer: B. Standardize metrics and create a cross-functional task force to improve coordination. Explanation: misaligned KPIs, key performance indicators, can lead to inefficiency and internal conflict. The best approach is to establish standardized performance metrics to align goals, form a task force to enhance collaboration between departments, use data-driven insights to optimize supply chain processes. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Incorrect. Blame does not solve systemic issues. A collaboration is needed. C. Incorrect. Outsourcing alone does not fix internal misalignment. D. Incorrect. Reducing inventory without analysis could worsen delays. Continue with similar complexity for questions 1-4, 2-0, each structured with scenario, multiple choice options, correct answer, and detailed explanation. Question 14. During an emergency response where multiple areas are impacted, a multinational corporation faces a data breach that exposes sensitive employee records. The company's legal team must navigate employment law regulations, data privacy laws, and employee rights while coordinating with cybersecurity experts, regulatory bodies, and affected employees. Some employees work in jurisdictions with strict data protection law, while others are in regions with more relaxed requirements. What is the most legally compliant and effective response for the company? A. Immediately notify all employees about the breach without confirming the extent of the damage. B. Conduct an internal investigation first, then notify only employees whose data was confirmed to be compromised. C. Follow jurisdiction-specific data breach notification laws ensuring compliance with each applicable legal framework. D. Issue broad public statement addressing general concerns without mentioning specific employee impacts. Answer: C. Follow jurisdiction-specific data breach notification laws ensuring compliance with each applicable legal framework. Explanation: employment law intersects with data privacy laws in cases of cybersecurity breaches. Key legal principles include the General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) for employees in the EU mandates immediate notification if personal data is compromised. As data breach laws vary by state. Some require notice within 72 hours, while others allow more time. Employee rights include transparency and protection from identity theft risks. Regulatory compliance may require cooperation with government agencies such as the Federal Trade Commission (FTC) or the European Data Protection Board (EPI). While the other options are incorrect, A. Premature notification may cause panic and misinformation if the extent of the breach is unclear. B. Some laws require notification even if the full scope isn't confirmed. D. Public statement does not fulfill legal notification requirements for affected employees. Question 15. In a multi-location scenario where consistency requirements are critical, a global retail company is rolling out a new customer loyalty program. The program must be implemented uniformly across several countries, each with different consumer protection laws, tax regulations, and technological capabilities. Additionally, some regions rely on legacy POS systems, while others have adopted cloud-based solutions. How should the company ensure consistent yet legally compliant implementation of the loyalty program? A. Develop a single global framework and require all locations to update their systems to match it. B. Customize the program for each region, allowing flexibility in implementation while maintaining core benefits. C. Launch the program in select locations first, using feedback to adjust before expanding worldwide. D. Allow each region to develop its own version of the program with minimal central oversight. Answer: B. Customize the program for each region, allowing flexibility in implementation while maintaining core benefits. Explanation: a global loyalty program must adhere to local regulations while providing a unified customer experience. Tax laws differ regarding how loyalty points are accounted for, e.g., whether they are taxable benefits. Consumer protection laws may impose restrictions on expiration dates or redemption policies. Legacy systems may need APIs or middleware solutions to integrate with the new program, while the other options are incorrect. A. Forcing all locations to use the same system may be technically unfeasible and legally problematic. C. A phased rollout helps test the program, but it does not address long-term compliance challenges. D. Allowing each region complete autonomy risks brand inconsistency and compliance failures. Question 16. During a critical transition period where existing processes must evolve to meet new demands, a healthcare provider is moving from paper-based patient records to a fully digital electronic health record system. The transition requires training thousands of employees, ensuring compliance with HIPAA and other privacy regulations, and minimizing disruptions to patient care. Some staff members are resistant to change due to familiarity with the old system. How should the healthcare provider ensure a smooth transition while maintaining regulatory compliance and staff engagement? A. Immediately switch all records to the new system and provide emergency support for staff. B. Implement the AIS system in phases, beginning with non-critical departments while providing ongoing training. C. Maintain both paper and digital records permanently to ease the transition. D. Allow employees to use the system at their own pace and provide optional training sessions. Answer: B. Implement the AIS system in phases, beginning with non-critical departments while providing ongoing training. Explanation: a phased implementation minimizes risk by allowing time to address technical challenges and staff concerns. Training programs should be mandatory and adapted for different roles to ensure regulatory compliance. Privacy laws like HIPAA require data security measures to prevent breaches during the transition. Engaging staff early with hands-on demonstrations can ease the adoption process. Why the other options are incorrect? A. A sudden switch could lead to errors in patient records, risking patient safety. C. Keeping both paper and digital records indefinitely increases administrative burden and security risks. D. If training is optional, some employees may never learn the system properly, leading to compliance issues. Question 17. When dealing with a complex system that shows occasional inefficiencies, a logistics company has noticed that delivery times fluctuate significantly despite having optimized routes. Some warehouses report inventory shortages, while others experience overstock issues. The company relies on automated inventory management software, but regional managers report that manual adjustments are frequently needed. How can the company improve supply chain efficiency while reducing manual interventions? A. Increase the frequency of automated inventory updates and enhance real-time tracking. B. Require warehouses to manually report stock levels every day for more accuracy. C. Reduce reliance on automation and allow managers to override system decisions more often. D. Centralize decision-making so that all inventory levels are controlled from headquarters. Answer A. Increase the frequency of automated inventory updates and enhance real-time tracking. Explanation. Real-time tracking reduces inventory discrepancies and ensures faster response times to shortages. Automated systems must be properly calibrated to account for regional demand fluctuations. Manual interventions should be minimized to prevent human errors and inefficiencies. Data-driven forecasting can improve demand planning and prevent overstocking or shortages, while the other options are incorrect. B. Daily manual reporting is inefficient and prone to errors. C. Reducing automation increases the risk of subjective decision-making. D. A centralized approach removes local flexibility, which is crucial for regional supply chain variations. Question 18. While analyzing the root causes of sequential problems in a complex project, a software development team finds that bug fixes often introduce new issues. The team follows agile methodologies, but frequent unexpected failures in production suggest gaps in testing and deployment processes. How should the team prevent regressions and improve software stability? A. Implement automated regression testing and require thorough code reviews before deployment. B. Extend development cycles and release fewer updates to reduce the frequency of bugs. C. Assign additional developers to manually test all code before pushing updates. D. Focus on fixing only the most critical bugs and leave minor issues unaddressed. Answer. Implement automated regression testing and require thorough code reviews before deployment. Explanation. Automated regression testing ensures that new updates do not break existing functionality. Code reviews catch potential issues before they reach production environments. Continuous integration, continuous deployment. SICT helps detect and fix early-stage defects. Monitoring logs and feedback loops allow for quicker issue resolution. Why the options are incorrect. B. Longer release cycles do not necessarily reduce bugs. They may instead lead to larger, riskier updates. C. Manual testing is time-consuming and not scalable for large applications. D. Ignoring minor bugs can lead to compounded issues over time. Question 19. During an emergency response where multiple areas are impacted, a financial institution faces a cyber attack that disrupts its online banking services. Customers are unable to access accounts, and regulators demand an immediate risk assessment. The team is struggling to contain the breach while maintaining operations. How should the institution respond to minimize financial and reputational damage? A. Shut down all online services until the attack is fully analyzed and resolved. B. Activate an incident response plan, prioritize security patches, and provide real-time customer updates. C. Focus only on restoring access for VIP customers first before rolling out broader solutions. D. Delay public communication to prevent panic and analyze the breach privately before announcing it. Answer B. Activate an incident response plan, prioritize security patches, and provide real-time customer updates. Explanation. Incident response plans ensure a structured and rapid approach to contain the breach. Regulatory compliancy. DDoS requires prompt disclosure of cybersecurity incidents. Transparent communication helps maintain customer trust and prevents misinformation. Applying security patches and forensic analysis ensures the issue is resolved without recurrence. Why the other options are incorrect. A complete shutdown could exacerbate customer panic and increase financial losses. C. Prioritizing VIPs over all customers may lead to public backlash. D. Delaying communication can lead to reputational damage and possible legal consequences. Question 20. In a high-stakes environment where multiple challenges must be addressed simultaneously, a multinational corporation is undergoing a major merger with another company. The transition involves integrating different corporate cultures, unifying its systems, and ensuring regulatory compliance across multiple countries. Employees from both companies have expressed concerns about job security and changes in company policies. What is the most effective strategy to ensure a smooth transition and long-term success of the merger? Prioritize its integration first to create a seamless technological transition and then address employee concerns later. B. Develop a comprehensive change management plan that includes employee engagement, communication strategies, and phase system integration. C. Implement new policies immediately across both organizations to ensure standardization. D. Focus primarily on cost-cutting measures to maximize financial efficiency during the transition. Answer: B. Develop a comprehensive change management plan that includes employee engagement, communication strategies, and phased system integration. Explanation: a merger is not just a financial transaction, it involves people, processes, and systems. Clear communication reduces uncertainty and minimizes resistance to change. Cultural alignment ensures that employees feel valued, reducing turnover risks. Phased approach operational disruptions and ensures regulatory compliance. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Integration is critical, but neglecting employee engagement can lead to low morale and decreased productivity. C. Immediate policy changes without input from employees can create resentment and resistance. D. Cost cutting may be necessary, but focusing solely on financial efficiency can harm long-term growth and employee trust. Question 21. When implementing new protocols in a shared environment, a hospital is updating its patient data sharing policies to comply with new healthcare regulations. However, different departments, e.g., cardiology, neurology, and radiology, have their own legacy systems that do not communicate effectively. Physicians and nurses complain that critical patient information is not accessible in real time, leading to delays in treatment. What should be the top priority in addressing this issue? A. Train all staff on how to manually transfer patient records between departments. B. Implement a centralized electronic health record system that allows real-time data access and standardizes protocols. C. Keep department-specific systems but require weekly cross-departmental data synchronization. D. Allow each department to continue using its own system, but assign liaisons to manually bridge communication gaps. Answer: B. Implement a centralized electronic health record system that allows real-time data access and standardizes protocols. Explanation: a centralized system ensures seamless patient data sharing, reducing medical errors and treatment delays. Regulatory compliance, e.g., HIPAA, is easier to maintain with one integrated system rather than multiple disconnected ones. Physicians and nurses can make faster, informed decisions with real-time to medical histories, allergies, and lab results. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Manual data transfers are time-consuming and prone to errors. C. Weekly synchronization is too slow for critical patient care. D. Assigning liaisons adds unnecessary administrative layers without solving the root problem. Question 22. During a major transformation where existing methods must be reevaluated, a manufacturing company is transitioning from traditional production techniques to fully automated smart factories. While automation promises increased efficiency, many long-term employees face job displacement and lack the necessary technical skills to operate the new systems. What is the best approach to manage this transition effectively? A. Replace most of the workforce with new employees who already have the required technical expertise. B. Invest in reskilling and upskilling programs to train existing employees on how to operate and maintain automated systems. C. Implement automation in phases while keeping manual processes as a backup for several years. D. Offer employees early retirement packages to reduce workforce resistance. Answer: B. Invest in reskilling and upskilling programs to train existing employees on how to operate and maintain automated systems. Explanation: employee retention is critical to preserving institutional knowledge. Training programs empower workers to adapt to technological advancements rather than being replaced. Phased automation with proper training reduces resistance and increases overall efficiency. Companies that proactively invest in work development are more likely to maintain morale and productivity. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Replacing experienced employees creates knowledge gaps and morale issues. C. Keeping manual processes too long can delay efficiency gains. D. Early retirement reduces workforce size without addressing the core problem of skill gaps. Question 23. While investigating A complicated issue between different business units. A retail chain discovers that pricing discrepancies exist across multiple stores, leading to customer complaints and financial inconsistencies. Some locations apply discounts incorrectly, while others use outdated pricing models. What is the most effective way to standardize pricing across all stores? A. Implement a centralized pricing system that automatically updates prices chain-wide. B. Give store managers more autonomy to set pricing based on local demand. C. Require stores to manually report pricing changes to corporate headquarters weekly. D. Limit price adjustments to only a few designated stores to minimize risk. Answer A. Implement a centralized pricing system that automatically updates prices chain-wide. Explanation. Standardized pricing ensures consistency and improves customer trust. Automation eliminates human errors and prevents pricing discrepancies. Dynamic pricing algorithms can be incorporated to adjust prices based on real-time demand and competitor analysis, while the other options are incorrect. B. Store-level autonomy increases risk of inconsistent customer experiences. C. Manual reporting is inefficient and prone to delays. D. Limiting price adjustments does not solve chain-wide inconsistencies. Question 24. When developing a solution that must address opposing needs, a software company is designing a new customer support chatbot. Some users want quick automated responses, while others prefer human interactions for complex issues. How should the company design its chatbot to balance efficiency with personalization? A. Fully automate customer support and eliminate human agents. B. Implement a hybrid chatbot human model where the chatbot handles simple queries but escalates complex issues to live agents. C. Keep all support interactions human-based to maintain a personal touch. D. Let customers choose between chatbot assistance and live chat at the beginning of each interaction. Answer B. Implement a hybrid chatbot human model where the chatbot handles simple queries but escalates complex issues to live agents. Explanation. A hybrid approach allows for efficiency in simple tasks while maintaining human support for complex cases. Natural language processing (NLP) can enhance chatbot accuracy. Escalation protocols ensure customer satisfaction without excessive delays. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Fully automated support lacks personalization, frustrating customers. C. Human-only support is costly and slower. D. Letting users choose upfront may increase confusion if their issue complexity is unclear. Question 25. In a multi-location scenario where consistency requirements must be maintained, a global logistics company is experiencing delivery delays and inaccurate tracking updates across different regional hubs. Customers in certain locations receive real-time package updates, while others experience gaps in tracking data due to differences in warehouse management system (WMS) and local operating procedures. What is the most effective strategy to standard operations and improve service consistency? A. Require each regional hub to develop its own localized tracking system based on customer needs. B. Implement a UMS across all locations to ensure consistent data collection, reporting, and tracking. C. Manually reconcile tracking updates from different hubs through weekly audits. D. Prioritize high-traffic hubs for system updates while keeping smaller locations on their existing systems. Answer. B. Implement a uniform LUMS across all locations to ensure consistent data collection, reporting, and tracking. Explanation. A standard WMS ensures that all regional hubs operate under a common framework, reducing errors and inconsistencies. Real-time data synchronization improves delivery transparency, leading to higher customer satisfaction. Automation and system integration minimize manual errors and eliminate delays caused by fragmented reporting. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Localized tracking systems create more inconsistencies and increase maintenance costs. C. Manual reconciliation is slow, inefficient, and prone to human error. D. Updating only high-traffic hubs leaves smaller locations behind, perpetuating inconsistencies. Question 26. During an emergency response where multiple areas are impacted, a major power outage has affected an entire metropolitan area. Emergency services are struggling to coordinate efforts between hospitals, fire departments, and law enforcement due to communication breakdowns and inconsistent protocols. What is the best course of action to restore coordination and improve emergency response efficiency? A. Establish a centralized emergency command center that integrates real-time communication between all agencies. B. Allow each agency to handle its own response independently to avoid bureaucratic delays. C. Focus on restoring power first before addressing communication issues. D. Conduct post-crisis evaluations to determine what could be improved for future emergencies. Answer A. Establish a centralized emergency command center that integrates real-time communication between all agencies. Explanation. A unified command center improves coordination, allowing emergency services to share real-time updates and allocate resources efficiently. Interagency collaboration minimizes duplicated efforts and ensures that critical areas receive immediate attention. Real-time situational awareness helps responders adapt quickly to new developments. Why the other options are incorrect. B. Independent agency responses can lead to miscommunication and resource misallocation. C. Power restoration is important but should not take priority over emergency coordination. D. Evaluations are useful, but proactive coordination is critical during the crisis itself. Question 27. When improving a process that shows unexpected results, a financial institution notices that a newly implemented automated loan approval system is rejecting a high number of qualified applicants. The AI-based system was designed to reduce human bias, but customers with non-traditional income sources, e.g. freelancers, small business owners, are disproportionately affected. What is the most appropriate approach to correct issue? A. Manually override the system for cases flagged as unusual, allowing human reviewers to intervene. B. Adjust the algorithm's parameters to incorporate additional factors for assessing financial stability. C. Remove the automated system and return to manual loan approvals. D. Implement separate appeals process for applicants rejected by the system. Answer. B. Adjust the algorithm's parameters to incorporate additional factors for assessing financial stability. Explanation. AI-driven systems must be continuously refined to account for real-world complexities. Expanding the algorithm's criteria, e.g., including non-traditional income patterns, reduces unintended biases while maintaining efficiency. Data-driven refinements allow for fairer and more accurate decision-making over time. Why the options are incorrect. A. Manual overrides defeat the purpose of automation and introduce inconsistencies. C. Fully reverting to manual processes increases processing time and costs. D. Appeals processes help, but they do not address the core issue of unfair rejections. Question 28. While analyzing the root causes of sequential problems in a complex system, an airline company discovers that frequent flight delays are caused by cascading issues such as maintenance backlogs, inefficient boarding processes, and air traffic congestion. What is the most effective strategy to reduce delays and improve operational efficiency? A. Hire more maintenance staff to reduce service backlogs. B. Optimize turnaround time by improving gate management, streamlining boarding, and enhancing maintenance scheduling. C. Focus on increasing pilot availability to reduce flight rescheduling. D. Adjust flight schedules to allow more buffer time between departures. Answer. B. Optimize turnaround time by improving gate management, streamlining boarding, and enhancing maintenance scheduling. Explanation. Flight delays are often caused by multiple interconnected inefficiencies, requiring a holistic approach. Optimizing turnaround time addresses multiple root causes such as boarding delays, gate assignment conflicts, and maintenance holdups. Data analytics can be used to predict potential delays and adjust operations proactively, while the other options are incorrect. A. More maintenance staff helps, but it does not resolve scheduling inefficiencies. C. Pilot availability is a factor, but not the primary cause of systemic delays. D. Buffer time reduces efficiency rather than fixing underlying bottlenecks. Question 29. In a situation where resource allocation becomes a major challenge, a tech startup is struggling to balance limited engineering resources between product development, customer support, and system maintenance. Engineers report burnout due to competing priorities, while customers complain about delayed feature releases and unresolved technical issues. What is the best way to improve resource allocation without compromising business goals? A. Hire additional engineers to handle the increasing workload. B. Prioritize feature development over customer support to drive company growth. C. Implement agile project management with clearly defined sprints and dedicated engineering teams for different functions. D. Reduce system maintenance efforts to free up engineers for new development. Answer. C. Implement agile project management with clearly defined sprints and dedicated engineering teams for different functions. Explanation. Agile methodologies improve workflow efficiency, allowing teams to focus on key priorities without overloading engineers. Dedicated teams, e.g., development, support, maintenance, prevent burnout and ensure each area receives adequate attention. Incremental feature releases balance innovation with stability, while the other options are incorrect. A. Hiring more engineers helps but is not a scalable solution in the short term. B. Neglecting customer support leads to high churn rates and reputation damage. D. Reducing maintenance efforts can lead to system failures and long-term inefficiencies. Question 30. During the introduction of new methods where coordination between teams is critical, a company is rolling out a hybrid remote work policy. Some employees prefer fully remote work, while others thrive in an office environment. Managers are struggling to maintain team collaboration and productivity across different work styles. What is the most effective approach to ensure a smooth transition? Implement a flexible hybrid model with structured remote work policies and clear communication channels. B. Mandate full-time and office work for all employees. C. Let each employee choose their own work model without any guidelines. D. Rotate employees between remote and office work on a strict schedule. Answer A. Implement a flexible hybrid model with structured remote work policies and clear communication channels. Explanation. As organizations transition to a hybrid remote work model, it is critical to maintain team coordination, productivity, and communication while also accommodating different work preferences. The correct answer A. Implement a flexible hybrid model with structured remote work policies and clear communication channels is the most effective approach because it balances flexibility with structure, ensuring that all employees remain engaged and aligned with company objectives.